to InsideFlix. We're going to be doing our box office report. Rich, tell us what made the top 5 in the box office this past weekend.
Coming in number 1, once again, was Marvel's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness with $31.6 million. Coming in number 2 is the new film Downton Abbey, A New Era, make a little over $16 million. Number 3 is The Bad Guys, once again, coming out with just a little bit over $6 million. Number 4 was Sonic the Hedgehog Part 2 with $3.9 million. And number 5 was a new film, Men, with $3.2 million. Just underneath, coming in number 6, is Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is once again an A24 film, just like Men, and it's coming in with $3.1 million. So both of those are really close. So I wouldn't be surprised if when the actuals come in, that even Everything tops it. But we'll see. It's pretty close.
And Downton Abbey, A New Era, I was personally kind of expecting that to open a little higher just because the first one opened to a little over 30 million opening weekend. Overall, I think it's still probably a pretty solid number for that movie, for Downton Abbey, because it only had a production budget of 40 million, and it seems like worldwide it's already got like a little over 50 and just barely came out. So it looks like that movie's going to be profitable.
Yeah, and I don't think it had very much advertising with that sequel too. So
I didn't see any advertisement for the movie at all, except for in front of a couple of movies in theaters.
Let's talk quickly about Men. I think that's a really disappointing number for Alex. For Alex Garland, who kind of is a cold filmmaker, has made some really kind of psychological science fiction thrillers like Ex Machina. For him to have come up with Men, which I guess is his most divisive film, not a great number, unfortunately. Yes, and so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, this is kind of what we expected. It did another 50% drop. It was number 1 again.
Under 50% drop, so.
It's still making a lot of money, so even though it didn't do as much as I expected it would, it's still making a ton of money for Marvel. You know, Marvel is the king of the box office.
Yeah, this week is Top Gun Maverick and the Bob's Burger movie. Well, those are the 2 opening wide.
Well, let's get into predictions for next weekend's box office. Let's start with Bob's Burgers movie. This is a kind of a weird cult animated TV series making their first feature film. I can see this actually making quite a bit of money because I think there is a large cult following for this show.
So I think the Bob's Burgers movie is going to be successful. I mean, there's a lot of movies to kind of compare it to. There's been a lot of kind of adult animated shows that have had their feature film theatrical debuts. And I think the best example has to be the Simpsons movie, because the Simpsons movie, like when that came out, the show had been on for, I think, over 15 seasons. And Bob's Burgers hasn't been out for that long, but it has been out for 12 seasons. And while I don't think the fan base for Bob's Burgers is anywhere near as big as the fan base was for Simpsons, mostly because there's so much, different animated shows to watch, and even people could watch old episodes of Simpsons or the Simpsons new episodes. You know, there's so much stuff to watch. But the fan base that I've seen, like at the conventions and stuff for Bob's Burgers, is pretty big, and I know they are loyal. So I'm guessing the movie is going to make maybe 30 or 35 million. Wow. I think that's probably a fair guess, because the Simpsons movie made about 74 million. And yeah, I think it's going to about half of that.
So you're saying 30, 35?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking Maverick's going to be flying high at around 50 to 60, and Bob's Burger maybe like 10, 15.
What do you think of Doctor Strange? Is that going to come in number 2 or number 3?
Oh yeah, it's going to be number 2.
I think it's going to be 3.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. I think we definitely agree that Top Gun Maverick's going to come in as number 1, the number 1 movie in the box office next week. How much do you think that's going to do, though? I mean, Rich, you said something about 50 to 60?
Yeah, I think it's going to have. There's a lot of fans for it. It's a nostalgia beast. I mean, Tom Cruise is selling it like, he's never sold a film before. I think this is going to be huge everywhere.
I don't think the audience is going to go out for this. I think the movie's going to be. I do think it's probably going to come in at number 1, but I think it's going to come in at 30 or 40 million, 35 or 40 million. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the success. people are expecting it to be, and I'm actually expecting it to have a big second weekend drop.
I think the question is that Gen X crowd, that 40 to 50 age group, are they going to return to the movie? Are they going to return to?
I'd say the demographic for Top Gun's older than that.
Or even older than it. I think 40 to 50 age group. I think if those guys come back, because they haven't returned to the movie theaters. So if Top Gun is able to get that Gen X crowd to come out of their houses and return to the movie theaters, I think you're going to see a huge number. Now, is that number is going to be over 100 million? Probably not. I would say the movie's going to come in, like what Richard said, around 50 million. And it wouldn't shock me if it comes lower, because I think
or higher.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets even higher. Yeah.
So this is a really key indicator of what type of audiences or what type of age groups are going to see movies in theaters nowadays. This is going to be a key moment to really kind of decipher what.
I'm changing my projections. It's going to make 25 to 30 million.
Yeah, so we all agree that Top Gun Maverick is going to be number one regardless. Number two, it might be Doctor Strange 2 or Bob's Burger. I wouldn't be surprised if Bob's Burger becomes number 2. It all depends on how well.
Doctor Strange is guaranteed to be number 3 because it's going to drop. It's going to have another drop because its competition is going to be taken away by these two movies.
It's definitely a key weekend to keep your eye on, and we'll keep our eye on, and we'll be back next week with the box office results and another round of predictions. And thank you for watching InsideFlix.